Live. You're listening to Live with Men, the podcast.
So yes, we are back again on our second episode of Men, the podcast. Kwanza kabisa niseme shukran sana kwa everybody who tuned in and listened to our first episode. Feedback imekuwa nzuri sana. So asante sana kwa kila mtu ambaye tuned in na akasikiliza. Thank you. We must go on to another topic, and that is exactly what we are going to do today. Leo kwenye Men, the podcast, kama nilivyosema toka last episode kwamba we are discussing everything men, but specifically about mental health. Na I cannot stress enough, au siwezi kuisisitiza zaidi kwa kueleza umuhimu wa watu kutake care mental health zao au kutake care afya zao za akili. Na I got a lot of questions from the last episode kwamba why specifically men. It's because nobody's really talking about men. Like I said previously, kwamba pia na sisi kuna changamoto ambazo tunapitia, so it really is important for us to all sit down na kudiscuss na to chop it up na kuangalia namna gani tunaweza tukasaidiana. So yes, kwenye episode ya leo we are discussing life of a single father. And I'm blessed, man. Today kwenye studio I'm with the legendary Yes, the legendary. I need to introduce you properly. I feel like I need to introduce you properly, man.
Crazy.
This guy, okay, so he used to work where I worked before I worked there. You know what I mean? So on my first job, nilivyotoka chuo, I got a job on East Africa TV and East Africa Radio. And I found this guy on radio, and he probably is one of the best, or was. I don't know was or is right now. Of course, he got fired later. You may decide anaweza akaamua kuongea kuhusu. I don't know how he got fired, but rumor has it that he got fired. But Flava was one of those guys ambao you just tune in na kusikiliza every day Monday to Friday kuanzia saa 10 mpaka saa 1 jioni. He was one of the best guys to ever happen on radio in Tanzania, and my personal favorite, Michael Omwony. Flava is here in the studio with us. What's up, man?
You know, man, what you just did, somebody knows that you got paid to do that, but thank you, man. I don't know why you went through all that extent. Just introduce me as...
Yeah, legend. I gotta pay. I gotta give you your respect.
I was okay with he got fired and we could have just left it at that.
Na pia akichana Flava, pia tuko na mwanasaikolojia Karoli Mabula. And the reason tunakuwa na mwanasaikolojia hapa au therapist au mtu ushauri na saa, it's simply that ni muhimu sana kuwa na wanasaikolojia ambao wanaweza wakatusaidia, watu wa ushauri ambao wanaweza wakatusaidia how do we best deal na situation ambazo tunakutana nazo. So Karoli Mabula, karibu mzee.
Asante sana.
Flava.
Yeah.
What's good, man?
Your studio, man. I mean, what? Do you guys need somebody to make coffee here? Because
we can't afford you. We cannot afford you. We cannot.
You don't even know how much I need.
He is very expensive.
Shida binadamu ndio hiyo. We assume.
We cannot afford you, Flava. So Flava, first of all, I would like to know, you have a son.
I do.
How old is he now?
He's 10, but he behaves like he's 20, you know. His sad
I don't know, is that a compliment?
No, it's more of a father's cry of stress, you know, because he seems to be growing faster than he's supposed to be. Where, you know, boys, he thinks he knows it all, and and, you know, he wants to do things that he's not supposed to be doing. Typical of kids, especially boys. But, yeah, it does get to some... a point where it is quite stressful, but that's part of the journey, I'm told. It's part of the process. Yeah. So yeah, he's 10, and we're just kicking it one day at a time.
Yeah. Just to take it back a little bit.
Right.
Kwa mtu ambaye anasikiliza sasa hivi na they're interested to know, would you share your story about how you got here to become a single father, if that's okay with you?
I mean, every relationship has its challenges. Anybody, I remember I listened to a podcast yesterday about Mark, not his real name, who had his challenges even before getting married. He only found out when he was married that, you know, the issues were there. But of course, I don't have that. Mine was more of you get into the relationship and, you know, one challenge leads to another challenge, and before you know it, you realize that this thing is just not working out. You know, the thing is, I don't want to sit here and start blaming my ex-partner, because we love doing that, you know. We like whatever, but I had my flaws, and I made a lot of mistakes. But the fact that we could get together and, we just said, look, man, this thing's not working. And eventually when we decided to split up, things were happening so fast. Before you know it, I'm looking for an apartment. I just want to pack my things and I just want to get out and take my son. That's all that mattered to me at the time. And I think it's about 2 years now. Actually, yeah, it's about 2 years that I've been doing this single dad thing officially. But, it kind of felt that even when I was in the relationship, I still was kind of performing duties of a single parent.
Do you see it now? Baada ya kuwa umetoka kwenye relationship, now they've had time to reminisce, unafikiria kwamba what I'm doing now is exactly what I was doing then? Or did you feel that toka kipindi kipo kwenye mahusiano kwamba I'm still doing this as a single father?
Yeah, I guess I was doing it then.
Yeah.
The only thing is we were more people, so you can't really see that.
Yeah.
But I realized when it came to majukumu ya mimi kama mzazi to my kid, I was actually the one doing 90% of it all. Only challenge was, that daily bread or lack of daily bread, which made it even harder, to cope. And that's where, things were like kind of messing me up, especially last year. If you saw me last year, man, I was going crazy. I mean, literally, I was going insane because, you're trying to make this work, trying to do this, trying to do that, but, nothing's clicking. And here I am as a single dad, and that's the first thing that you wake up, you're like, what's going to happen to my kid? You don't care about anything else. You don't care about how you look and everything.
Yeah.
And so the first is always like, what's up with my kid and how are we going to cope around this thing? So I know the people who know me like, unaona, ameenda pale kumsema his ex. You know how people
no, we
be.
don't want to do that.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that, Kabisa.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that. So, and sometimes things just don't work out.
True that.
Sometimes things just don't work out. I like what you said, kwamba you taking ownership, kwamba you are not perfect.
Right.
We are not perfect. So probably everybody played a part mpaka kufikia hapa mlipofikia. But coming to the point of you being a single father, what was the most challenging thing for you to do? As did you have to? Was it a conversation with your son like, from now it's gonna be me and you only, or the fact that you had to make sure that he doesn't see the gap that the other person is not here? I don't know. What was the most challenging thing for you after you became?
That's actually quite good because actually I think it hit him, and I should say it hit us, the two of us, months later. I mean, when we were moving out, there's this whole adrenaline, this energy. When I just need to be out of here. This is not happening. It's not working. So when you're ish trying to settle into the new house and everything, and he's going to school, and you realize it's different because I'm not dropping him with the car to the bus stop, but luckily at least the bus stop was right there where the bus would pass. Those kind of things. He comes home, and there's one person to meet him, which is me, as opposed to, maybe sometimes I'm not home, he would meet, the person who he knew as his mom. It's kind of different. So I realized it's later that I had to sit him down and tell him, yo, homie, these kind of things happen. And I would use what they were learning in school because they had this topic where they were learning about different parents, children. There's single parents, there's nuclear family, there's all that. And I said, remember when we were going through that stuff about single parents? And he's like, yeah, well, here we are.
Wow. Yeah.
So I'd use that, but of course it doesn't. I mean, I still saw. I could see that he had 1,001 questions.
Yeah.
And you could see that he would sometimes be in a daze, or he'd be far away, thinking and wondering what's happened between these two adults.
Yeah.
And I'd sit him down and say, look, we're adults, man. We're just growing up babies, man. We're just growing up. We're just more responsible, but we also have our own problems, and these things happen.
And for you, how was the adaptive process? How was the process of adapt? Compare the process. Now I am fully I'm a fully committed single dad. Yani hiyo process nzima ya kwenda kuadapt na kuaccept na kila kitu. How long did it take and how stressful was that for you?
It was pretty stressful, actually. You say it like it's ended. It's an ongoing process, Michael. And I had to find my coping mechanism, which was exercise. Okay. Luckily, I had some small weights and whatever, so that's where I would take out my frustration. At least that was me trying to heal. You know, I come from a music background where we media people, we love music, so I had my music collection and I would, I'll focus on that, collect music and that kind of thing. And I mean, these are the things that I'm using because.
Did you have people to talk to about this thing?
Good question. I mean, I thought I did. Now you actually making me go to a place I don't want to go, but I have to because of what you've asked. Yeah. And here I was thinking that I could talk to people at church. I mean, this is as I'm sure when you were growing up, as I was growing up, and as our psychologists growing up, we know that the place that you get somebody to talk to and just tell you everything's going to be okay would be the church and folk of the church. For me, it was total opposite because when we broke up, of course, we were going to a certain church. I mean, even before we broke up, I stopped going to church. Now, that's interesting because I don't know how to put it, man. This is like, I like this Men show because this podcast, because we think differently than women. And how do I mean that? When we are more inquisitive, we want to explore, we want to find out things. And I say this in connection to if I'm going to church and I got this preacher man telling me all kinds of things, I'm the kind of guy who's going to question things. It's just how I am, As opposed
You're just not going to agree to everything.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's such a sensitive thing, the religion thing, because, religion, you're not supposed to question. Mesikia neno ya Mungu, tender, and that kind of thing. But, I mean, certain things were just not adding up. So here I am trying to work out our relationship, and I would question, what do you think Mr. Pastor meant with A, B, C, D? And even before I finish the question, I am cut off by my partner. And that's when I realized, whoa, this is not going to work out, man.
Yeah.
If we cannot even discuss
the word of God.
Yeah, and how it's affecting things.
Yeah.
Because, one person's following this and I'm not feeling that and whatever. This is not going to work out. So to answer the question, I thought I had friends in church. Apparently, I found out the hard way that, no, they were not my friends because not a single call came from them when I left the church, not a single text message. Suddenly, where's the love? I asked myself. So I had one friend, he's still working at East Africa Radio, and he knew what I was going through. Yeah, and he said, look, man, why don't you just come to this other church? Now, there's another church now. A church I refer to as the celebrity church. I call it a celebrity church because who's who of Dar.
They all go there.
They go there, I mean, And he said, look, just come over because at least it will be good for networking. And it was a good idea. Okay, I said, fine. So I went to church. And of course, I wasn't just going to network. I mean, there's also that part of me who I need to heal. Jesus wasn't working, man. I know there's someone listening and like, because I know how sensitive that is.
Yeah,
I know.
It's very sensitive.
And I heard the podcast the other day with Mark.
Where he said he turned to God.
Exactly.
And
so now you got
saying it worked for him.
It worked for him. And now you got this other character coming in here called Flava. He's going in the opposite direction. That man must be of the devil. That's what everyone's going to say. Well, I should tell you. Because that's how we are.
Yeah.
But nobody has taken time. Because I told you before we came in here, my situation's unique, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, I went to that church, tried to do the networking thing. Say, hey, what's up, man? What do you do? And everything. And my thoughts of what I thought about the church were true. It's just a celebrity church. I mean, why I say this, I thought if I thought there should be, you know how we're bonding now, how we're talking?
Yeah.
I wish there was more of that in these churches. I wish there was, that thing of,
Hey, what's going on with you?
going in
Are
your
you
life and
okay?
anything,
What's going on in your
you know.
life? Yeah.
And they're really good. Look, I'm not going to take anything away from them. We all want to belong to a certain group, and church provides that. But here I was feeling that I didn't belong, and I couldn't pretend. I was just going back and forth, but it's like I'm just going in a circle and not much is going on. I tried to network, I did, but this is the thing about us human beings. When I meet you at maybe church and everything, this question. So what do you do? You know what that question means, right?
We're trying to size you up.
I gotta size you up,
I gotta
man.
size you up, yeah.
Yeah, by the time you tell me what you're doing, I know how much I have an idea of how much you're earning. I have an idea of what you're driving. I probably know where you live. So I know, can I
I can
rub
profile you somewhere.
Yeah, can I hang out with you or can I not?
Yeah.
So I would just tell them straight up, man, I'm jobless. I'm looking for a job, man.
Good.
And I don't know if you've seen the movies where Moses parted the Red Sea.
Yeah.
This is how these guys were. Of course not but you just feel guys like taking a different direction. Oh, okay. Hey, if I hear of anything,
I'll let you know. Yeah.
that just means, man,
Good luck.
good luck, fool. Listen, man, this is reality.
Yeah.
I mean, probably somebody listening to this probably going through some hell like I've been going through it, and they're like, Flava speaks some truth there, man.
Yeah.
Because it is what it is.
I know you're raising your son. He's 10, yeah?
Right.
You're raising your son. He's 10, a very smart boy.
I don't know if he is smart, man. That's just giving him a little too much credit, man.
Hey, man. Mpe Junior sifa zake.
All right, fine.
Najaribu kuona kwamba your upbringing, yeah? Mpaka ulipofika hapa. Ina impact vipi jinsi wewe ambavyo unamlea Junior right now?
Oh, in a lot of ways. But the thing is, I'm actually trying to reverse some of those things.
Wow.
And one of those, some of those areas is I actually tell them that you feel like crying, man. Cry.
Good.
Cry. Because I mean, we men, we're not supposed to be crying, man. What's a man crying for? Let the little girl cry, but you're ashamed in the village if you're seen crying. With me, be open with me. Talk to your dad about anything. If you feel that you need to unleash in the form of crying, it's okay to cry. You might not do it in front of me. You can go to the bedroom, whatever, cry. Let that out. Don't keep things in. Because I give him examples of what happens when people keep stuff inside. You get ailments. You get the ulcers. You get the blood pressure. You got the, before you know it, somebody's not waking up in their sleep. Those kind of things. Of course, he's young for that, but I'm just telling him, as he's going to make that transition from a boy to a man, there's certain things he needs to know that he can do. It's okay to do it, man.
How, in the sense kwamba there is no any other figure in the house, just you and him, what is the most difficult thing for you to do? Because now you're playing both roles, as a father and as a mother.
Now, this is the thing. I told you my story is very complicated because, of course, my ex is not his biological mom. So it was just last year. Was it last year? I think it was this year, actually, where I actually sat him down and I told him what happened to his real mom. And that was also another just...
You had to unpack another layer.
I had to lay that out there for him so that... Because, I mean, he was honest. How come you've never asked me about your mom? And he was honest. He said, because I thought the woman you left, a few months back was my real mom. That was him. And I said, I understand. So it took me a while to explain to you about this whole thing because I didn't think you were ready. I didn't think psychologically you were ready for me. even I wasn't ready, actually, to be honest. Maybe I was not ready. I might think he wasn't ready, but let's be honest, maybe I was not ready either, because when I was telling him the story, I broke down, you know. I mean, his mom died at birth, so, you know, that is not one of those things that is, it's one of those things that's always difficult to deal with, because his birthday comes and that incident also escorts that. So, you know, maybe that's been the tough part about handling when he acts up, because he does act up. And so is he acting up because maybe there's no mother figure? Or is he upset with me? You know, that's what comes out. Maybe why did you, in his mind, I'm trying to go into his mind, is he saying, why did he have to break up? Or why did they have to leave? Why are we living like this? Because he did have a brother and sister, older one, that they had gotten used to each other and that kind of thing. So, I mean, you can imagine for a kid.
Carol, I want to ask you this, and na Flava pia unaweza ukachangia, because in most cases, for instance, if a person listens to this conversation now, anaweza akasema kwamba, but women do it all the time. In terms of being single mothers, they tell you that women do it all the time, you know? So, kuna ugumu gani sana kwa mwanaume kuwa single father na kuamua yeye mwenyewe kwamba nachukua majukumu ya kulea mwanangu mwenyewe throughout? Ugumu mkubwa sana unakuwa wapi hapa?
Unajua kitu kimoja ambacho kwanza tunatakiwa tukielewe. Unajua hisia ambazo wanaume tunazo na hisia ambazo wanawake wanazo zinaendana, isipokuwa tu ni ule uzito wake, hasa kwenye upande wa malezi. Sawa? Kwenye upande wa malezi ya watoto. Wanawake mara nyingi huwa wanaamini kwamba they are everything kwa mtoto. Kwenye scenario kwamba they are the ones ambao wamemzaa mtoto. Unasikia wanatumia zile kauli, beba tumboni miezi mingapi, nimemnyonyesha, sijui nini. Wewe baba upo tu, ulikuwepo na support na vitu vingine kama hivyo. Sawa? Na ndio maana sasa hii nadharia ndio inapelekea hata jamii inachukulia kwamba haiongelei sana juu ya masuala ya single father. Umeelewa? Na hata ukiangalia hata movements zinazofanyika, wanaangalia sana upande wa wanawake. They don't feel. Mimi nimemwona Flava, yes, ameongea, though it's okay, amesha cope, na nadhani bado anaendelea cope, lakini bado kuna vitu vinakuwa sometimes anakuwa na so feelings zinaonekana pia, unajua ni the same feelings ambazo tungekuwa na single mother hapa pia, kama angekuwa anaelezea story yake. Ugumu unaokuja ni kwamba unajua kwenye upande wa malezi na makuzi, mwanamke ndio huwa anakuwa karibu sana na mtoto. Sawa? Baba ana play part yake kama baba, kuhakikisha mahitaji na mambo mengine ya msingi yote yanayohitajika katika malezi yanakuwepo. Sasa shida inayokuja ni kwamba namna mama anavyo take care ya mtoto ni ngumu sana kwa baba ku take care kwa namna hiyo. Sawa? Mama akikaa akiwa anaongea na mtoto, most of the time anakuwa anamuelezea juu ya hisia zake yeye kama mama kwa mtoto wake. I love you so much my son, na vitu vingine kama hivyo. Umeelewa? Lakini baba akiwa amekaa na mtoto, toba nimemsikia Flava na ameongea vitu vizuri, anamempower energy fulani hivi. Umeelewa? Yaani anampa energy fulani hivi ya kujitegemea. It doesn't matter ni mtoto wa kiume au wa kike. Lakini ukikuta baba amekaa anazungumza na mtoto, mazungumzo yake ni tofauti ambao ukimkuta mama amekaa anazungumza na mtoto. Sasa tafsiri ya mtoto, who cares?
Mama.
You see? Sasa hapo ndipo inakuja shida. Yaani mtoto tena, afadhali huyu aliweza kuwa open kwa mtoto wake.
Was that a good thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Kwa sababu naona watu wengi tunajua baadhi ya watu ambao hawawezi kuzungumza na watoto namna baba Flava alisema kwamba alimkalisha mtoto chini, akamwambia hey, it is what it is right now. It's just the two of us.
And you can find mtu anakaa na mtoto hadi anafikia labda umri wa kuoa. Ndio anamwambia nini kilichotokea. Umeelewa? Lakini brother amemwambia only yuko kwenye 10 years. Yani ana miaka 10, tafsiri yake tayari mtoto anajua anaishi na baba. So I'm ready to cope hata lifestyle anaoishi baba. Umeelewa? Na pia maybe relationship yao wanavyokuwa pamoja, stories wanazopiga zinampa nguvu yule mtoto. Hata mind yake kadri anavyozidi kugrow pia inakuwa ina accept ile situation. At the end of the day, brother hatapata kazi ngumu tena. Yani hatapata, kwa sababu kuna kipindi, kuna umri mtoto akikua, hasa sisi watoto wa kiume, huwa kuna umri tukifikia tunaanza question, hasa kama tukiona absence ya mama. Kwa sababu by nature or psychologically mtoto wa kiume yuko very much attached na mama.
That's true.
Umeelewa?
It is true.
Yes, na ukisoma ile saikolojia ya makuzi wanasema kwamba mtoto wa kiume anapokuwa na anapokuwa close zaidi na mama, kuna wakati huwa zinakuwepo feelings za sexy, though they are not practiced that much. Na ndio maana inafikia kipindi katika ule umri unaweza kukuta mtoto wa kiume anamuonea baba yake wivu. Though nimesikia pia amesema kwamba she was not his biological mother. Despite of that, lakini inawezekana ndiye aliye embrace pia ameplay part kubwa sana.
No, she played a great part.
Yes.
I mean, come on. Since he was 1 year old. So
kwa hiyo maana yake kwamba ile part aliyokuwa anaiplay yule mama, yule mtoto pia alianza kuwa attached, alianza kutengeneza bond.
Exactly.
And you may find tayari alikuwa ameshatengeneza bond kubwa sana. So huwa kuna challenges zinatokea hapa katikati kama mzazi haujajipanga, ndio ile sasa mwisho wa siku tunakuta matokeo mabaya. Watoto waliolelewa na single parent wanakuwa discipline inakuwa mbovu, dharau, they don't care and they care about nothing.
And ndio nitaka kumuuliza Flava ni kwamba how do you manage in terms of kumdiscipline mtoto, in terms of kutengeneza bond ya wewe na yeye, in terms of being there not only financially or kwa material things, but the most important part is being there emotionally. How do you manage to do all that? Because I tell you what, I have 2 girls I'm raising at home, and I cannot, the way I'm seeing it, siwezi nikafanya au kulea watoto bila mama yao. I just cannot.
Well, of course you say that now, but when it happens.
I know I'm saying it now, but wewe, you have to, lakini mimi I'm looking at my situation and naangalia.
Day by day. Because it's a weekly thing. You got to talk to these kids. I know where we stay, or I don't know what neighborhood you might be staying, but there's always things that you just have to alert them about, like don't talk to strangers. When I'm gone, like now, I told them, you know the rules of don't bring any friends in here until I'm back. Make sure this door is locked. But then there's also just things how he should be behaving out there with his friends and stuff. And this is just an everyday, every week talk, because there's something our psychologist here said, and the tough part is for a man with his son to use the love word,
Yeah.
And I had to find a way of always trying to show him that I love you, man.
Okay.
It sounds like a Western thing, isn't it?
It is
a Western thing.
No. Okay, let's not say it's not a Western thing, but we were raised to think it is a Western thing. You cannot go and tell your son you love him. What is wrong with you?
I remember my dad coming and putting his hand around my shoulder and saying, "I love you, man." No, but it's changed now. We have to show them. And I realize we have to do that, because if we don't, we're going to lose them. They're going to go into another direction, like he says. And utapoteza mtoto hapo somewhere in the neighborhood, you're wondering why your kid would rather stay huko nje instead of coming home and being with, in this case, with me. And it's different, though, because I don't know how it would be. You talk about how you don't know how it would be if the mom wasn't around. But I'm also thinking, how would it be if I was raising a girl? You see, this is also a different thing, because, I mean, a boy, we grew up rough. So, we watch a movie and I say, you see how hard life can be? Would I be doing the same thing if I had a girl? I don't think so. And I tell them, man, I don't want you to see me as a military person. This is now the toughest conversation that I have with my son. I don't want you to be scared of me because it's just the two of us.
Yeah.
You are my best friend, homie.
We are all we got. We are all we got.
Exactly. So if you're going to be doing things out there and you're scared of telling me, how am I going to know what's going on in your life, man? So I tell him, do not see me as, I have to discipline you, whether you like it or not, Junior. That, whatever. But it doesn't mean that when I discipline you, you move away from me. I'm your dad. I've been with you since you were born, so I know everything about you. That's why you always wonder how I catch you doing these crazy things, because I know. I used to be a kid as well.
Labda niseme kitu kimoja. Unajua wazazi wengi wanaogopa kuwaadhibu watoto kwa sababu ya kitu kimoja. Unajua kwenye saikolojia tunasema unapotaka kumwadhibu mtu, kwanza ujenge mentality ya kwamba kile unachotaka kukifanya, hata ile adhabu unayompa ni kutaka kumjenga. Na unapomwadhibu mtu hata kama ni mtoto, make sure kwamba unampunish exactly at the spot. Kwa mfano, una mtoto, sawa? Umeondoka, umekuja kazini. Labda amebaki na dada wa kazi. Umerudi nyumbani jioni, unakuta labda ameharibu TV au deki, labda alikuwa yani chochote kile ndani mle. Amevuruga, ameharibu kabisa. Sasa wengi wanapokosea ni kwamba anamwadhibu mtoto out of mazingira ambayo amekosa. Unaelewa, mtoto anapokuwa, they normally learn through hivi kuona,
Right.
and not through
kusikia.
Yani wewe ukifikiria kwamba only spending a lot of time talking to your kid kwamba usitende, itasaidia sana. No, watoto wana learn through seeing. Kwa mfano labda brother yuko na mwanae, they are only two ndani, anamwelekeza fanya hiki na hiki, but unakuta naye ana practice. Sasa wewe umefika labda mama anakuambia mwanao amefanya hiki leo, wewe exactly unaamka tu, kwa nini umefanya hiki? Kwa nini umefanya hiki? Kwa nini hujajua exactly kitu gani alichokifanya na amekifanyaje?
Flava, on your day-to-day activity, take me through your daily routine.
Oh my gosh. It's been changing over the past few months, that routine. But a typical routine would be that I'm trying to get him to wake up before me. I tell him it's very bad that an old man like me is waking up before you.
Yeah, no, not old.
You know our parents did that, so I'm trying to do that to him, you know. I just give you back, you know.
Mimi nikamka. Yaani mimi sio nikamka ni kuamsha wewe.
Mimi mzee. Nawe bado una dororo pale, sleeping with your mouth open. What's wrong with you, man? So he tries to wake up. And what I've done, though, he knows that on the evenings where I'm really tired, where we've had dinner and everything, sometimes I'll leave the dishes. If I can do them, I'll do them. If I can't do them, asubuhi, akiamka, he knows. He's that disciplined, where he goes and he washes the dishes.
Ni muhimu kiasi gani kuwa na marafiki ambao wanakuelewa, halafu wanaelewa kile unachopitia, and they're actually there to give you support, na wewe kujua kwamba, yes, these are the people who are there for me.
It is so important. And what I've learned is I don't have a lot of friends. I learned that within this period. People who I thought, were my friends, just, myself. So it's really important to have a friend. But now what happens when you don't have these friends? Kama marafiki wote wanakimbia. Different directions. Can you imagine what that does to you psychologically?
Do friends really have conversations about these things? Kwa sababu wanaume tukikutana tutaongea kuhusu, we talk about a lot of other things, but the most important things, what's going on within our lives, what is really, really going on within our lives.
We do, but you know what sometimes what the problem is? We do it when we're drinking. That's a mistake. I found this out a few months ago. I had this friend of mine, hadn't spoken to him for 4 or 5 years. I'll make it quick. And he said, yo, man, where have you been and everything? He actually looked for me. So anyway, he looked for me and we met and we spoke. And he asked me, what's going on with you, man? And I was honest enough. I said, let me just share with him. I tell him this has been going on. This is my situation. I'm a single dad. I got, Junior. Because he knew the mother way back when we used to hang out, So I thought that we were making a connection. And he not to take anything away from him, he actually tried to get me something to do from some people and all that kind of thing. It doesn't always have to be about sitting and having... So it's been hard and to have friends. It's been hard, man. Go on, Mr. Psychologist, psychologist side.
Wow, man. This is
najua unaifahamu depression.
Depression.
Severe of the ni moja kati ya mental illness ambayo ni mbaya sana na ndio inayopoteza watu. Sina uhakika lakini nahisi ulipitia hiyo stage pia.
Thank you. I've been fighting depression. I have.
Did you seek therapy?
You know, this is the thing. How do you seek therapy when you're broke? This is the thing I'm always asking guys. I mean, I'd gone to a church, that other church I'd gone to.
And the only thing ambayo inawafanya watu wengi wanaumia ni hiyo mindset ambayo alikuwa ameshaiweka yeye mwenyewe. How can I see a therapist?
Well, I'm broke because I have to pay for a therapist.
Yani unaanza kuna watu wengi wanaumia kwa ajili ya kujistigmatize wenyewe. Yani unaanza kujinyanyapaa wewe mwenyewe. Most of tulikuwa na hiyo siku watu tulio meet nao katika kipindi tunafanya awareness ya mental health na hii theme tuliokuwa nayo ya namna ya kuzuia suicide. Unakutana na mtu anakuambia kabisa, yani mimi nilikuwa nimefikia kwenye stage I don't want to talk with anybody.
Exactly. That was me.
I don't want to talk with anybody. Anakuambia kwamba kuna watu walikuwa wanakuja but I don't feel, yani they are coming but I don't feel to talk.
You don't.
Umeelewa? Maana yake ni kwamba unajua ukiwa kwenye depression mind yako inakuwa kama iko broken. Umeelewa? Yani unakuwa una fight wewe mwenyewe.
There's no trust.
Katika kipindi hicho ndio kunakuwa na fikra nyingi sana zinapitia. Kama hiyo kwa naongea brother. Umeelewa? Kwamba hiyo okay labda mtoto anamwambia vitu kama hivyo. Okay, yani kuna vitu vingi. Though nimesikia pia kuna kitu sikukiongelea lakini nadhani pia ni cha muhimu kinaweza pia kikawa kimechangia kwenye situation mpya. We should not only talk about being a single parent. Nimesikia kuna kitu mnakiongea kwamba pia ulikuwa out of work.
Yeah, of course. You know, if you think about it, kama ningekuwa na kazi, would I be feeling all these things?
You see?
I don't think so.
So ni combination, kunakuwa na combination. Yani anakuwa na run two problems at once.
Wow.
Multiple problems.
Very complicated. Very complicated.
So there's no job here, and then you have to take care of your son.
Right.
And then to take care of your son, you need a job.
Exactly.
And you know, the other day he was acting up. I told you he acts up sometimes. You know what he says? I need new clothes. Imagine your son telling you that, man. I need new clothes.
You know, na ndio maana I said here, you're very strong, man. Kwanza hadi hapo ulipofika, you are somewhere. Yani stage ya kwanza ambayo huwa ni ya muhimu sana, hata sisi tunapokuwa tunatoa hizi huduma za counseling, unapokuwa unafanya talk na mtu, kitu cha kwanza ambacho watu kinatakiwa ili iwe rahisi pia kwa mtu kucope na tatizo nalomkuta ni ku acceptance.
That I did.
Ndio maana nimesema kwamba stage ya kwanza kwa sababu being free talking about this na nini maana yake kwamba tayari kuna stage umeshaipiga. That's great. Kwamba umeaccept hiyo imeshatokea tayari I'm a single dad and I have to take care na whatever na vitu vingine kama hivyo. Sawa. Lakini kitu kingine ambacho nadhani you need to learn na nimekiona pia ni inaweza ikawa pia ni shida kwako kujistigmatize na kujiona kwamba have nothing, how can I survive, what can I talk to other friends na nini na vitu vingine kama hivyo. Yani hiyo umeijenga we mwenyewe, unajijengea mazingira ya kuji-isolate.
Unajengea ukuta.
Yani umejitengenezea we mwenyewe ukuta. Na ni kwa nini? Ni kwa sababu inaonekana tu hizo nani unazopitia, maybe some of your friends
nimekuwa disappointed mara nyingi sana. Kwa hivyo mwishoni nasema bana
what the hell,
you know?
Yes, ni kweli. Mimi ninachokimaanisha kwamba usiipe nafasi hiyo kauli iwe inatoka kirahisi.
Nakuelewa lakini ni ngumu.
You are right. I understand you.
Yeah.
I understand. Na ndio maana psychological treatment is a learning process.
Yani your person does not get treated on a single day. It's a process.
Exactly. We know that. Tunalijua hilo. Lakini we believe and through peer practice na people iko hivyo. The first thing you have to accept. The second thing inatakiwa wewe mwenyewe kutokana na ile acceptance yako uone kwa sababu tayari umesha accept then you are ready to live any kind of life. Manake utengeneze mazingira kwamba for those people you think kwamba you can tell them something, you can share with them something. Do that. And so maybe I can ask you one question. When you talk to people or when you share with them, what are you expecting from them? Na kuna kitu ambacho kina disappoint kama big expectations.
Yeah.
Na hata kwenye relationships, most of the relationships zina break kwa ajili ya hiyo. And that's the problem.
Flava, I want to ask you this. As we are winding up, what is one thing you are really, really happy about?
I mean, last year I told you I was going through a crazy situation, and you talk about depression, and with depression comes thoughts of suicide. I won't lie to you, I dabbled with those thoughts. I did. But at the end of the day, I would look at my son, and I'm like, yo, Mike, come on, man. You can do better than this. Sure. So my happiness is from my son. It is challenging. He acts up, he does things, but I see that where he's come from when he was born to where he is now at 10 years old. But the fact that when he wakes up, and, you know, we can actually talk like this. This is how we can talk with my son, you know. I say, well, we've come a long way. Remember, back in the day, it was just like, A, B, C, D. Now look at us, man.
And addition, another question pia hapo ambayo pia inaweza ikatusaidia. And what exactly ambayo unafikiria kwamba ukiweza kupata au kuwa kwenye huo upande, you can feel that I think now I'm okay.
You know what's distorted me in all this thing? Not having a job.
Yeah. Right. So maana yake ni kwamba you might find
no
kwamba,
income.
Yes. Kwa hiyo unaweza ukakuta kwamba tatizo it's not being a single father. That's not the problem. So you may find hata stress anazozipata sio kwamba he is a single father.
He's got a point.
You see? Kwa hiyo maana yake ni kwamba,
but do we think single fathers with income don't go through this?
They do. And you see, we're not on the spotlight. Who thinks of a single dad? Nobody. You brought this up.
Nobody thinks of a single dad.
You know, nadhani kuna namna. Yeah. Congratulations for that.
Karoli, how do people get a hold of you? Mtu akikutafuta nataka kuongea nawe, amesikiliza leo na anaona kwamba you know what? Maybe naweza nikahitaji kuwa na maongezi zaidi.
And what does he charge?
Yeah. That's a very important question.
Okay.
And what do you charge? Because we gotta talk. Tunataka create culture ya watu kuelewa umuhimu wa kuzungumza, especially wanaume. Tunataka create culture ya wanaume kuweza kukaa na kuzungumza about these things. So tell me.
Watu wengi sana wananipata kupitia kwanza social media. Mimi na account Instagram ambayo sio nani sana, but most of the people come to me through there. Inaitwa, ukiingia ukitype tu ushauri _ na psychology.
Ushauri _ na psychology.
Yes, so when you go there kuna full contact. Mara nyingi huwa kawaida inavyotakiwa, it should not be less than 50,000.
Not less than 50,000.
Yeah, lakini unaweza kuongea na mtu, unazungumza naye tu, unaweza kuzungumza naye, anaanza kuongea naye, Mungu wangu, sasa wewe utafanyaje? You just come, we'll talk.
Let's have conversation, men, let's talk. Kwa sababu amna kitu kizuri pia kama sisi wenyewe kuweza kukaa na kuanza kupeana support. You know, find your support system, find your group. Nobody's really talking about men and their mental health, you know. Sure. So maybe hii itakuwa ni beginning ya watu kuanza kuwa na conversations kuhusu ya mambo. Anyways, this is it from us today.
Thanks.
Thank you, Flava, for coming through, man.
Thank you.
I know it took a lot, and I hope mtu ambaye anatusikiliza sasa hivi probably going through the same thing, or unamfahamu mtu ambaye anapitia the same thing, for that person to know kwamba hey, he's not alone. Kuna watu wengine pia ambao wanapitia hizo challenges, so it's okay to talk about it. And kama nilivyosema kwenye last episode, if you need somebody to talk to, find me, reach me. You know, if you need me to link up with the therapist, pia find me. Na kuweka vitu clear, baada ya kumsikiliza Flava, tumeona kwamba yes, alikuwa ni single father, analea mtoto wake, lakini changamoto nyingine ambayo alikuwa anakutana nayo ni kwamba alikuwa hana kazi. Kwa hiyo ikaongezea stress ambazo alikuwa nazo kwa kiasi kikubwa sana. Kwamba moja, unalea mtoto wangu, lakini pili, sina kazi ambayo inaweza kanirahisishia mimi kulea mtoto wangu. Though kitu ambacho tuna acknowledge na tunajua ni kwamba wapo watu wana kazi na wengine wana kazi nzuri tu, lakini pia wanakutana na challenges nyingi sana as single fathers ambao wanalea watoto wao wenyewe. You know, reach out to a brother on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. popote pale, kama una namba yangu ya simu nitafute. Till next time, man, the podcast. This is it. Mimi naitwa Michael Baruti. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Peace.
Men, the podcast.